So, Operation Poppy Seed. This is one of the major reasons why prepping is so important and relevant today. So this used to be a secret government project designed to target the money assets of terrorists. And since these groups in Afghanistan rely heavily on selling opium and heroin from local poppy fields to fund their activities, the government needed a way to shut that production down. So one way to solve this, some incredibly bright scientists developed a special kind of modified poppy seed. And while the technical details are way over anybody's head on how this works, the goal is simple. These seeds would grow into plants that lacked the specific chemicals that are needed to produce heroin. So once they had these seeds, they had to get them into Afghan fields. And the solution was to load them into planes, load huge amounts of them in, and airdrop them directly over the existing poppy crops. And the hope was that these modified plants would take over and leave these drug kingpins with harvest that they can't sell, and effectively cutting off a major source of funding for their terrorism. So the important understanding here is that every nation has already come up with their own strategy on how to disrupt food supplies or destroy crops. It's a strategy the US has used, and you can be sure that countries like Russia, China, and North Korea have their own plans to trigger a food crisis. So this reality is exactly why having survival food is so critical. So high protein options like canned meat, specifically canned pork, beef, chicken, and turkey, are essential staples to have in your supply. And canned meat, survival meat specifically, often comes with a 5-year expiry date. But the reality is that survival food can last decades, almost forever. It's incredible. And another excellent food supply are freeze-dried survival food pouches. Those often vacuum-sealed freeze-dried pouches. They're not always vacuum sealed because they're freeze dried, but these are extremely light to carry and incredibly long lasting and very nutritious. You can store these in large plastic tote containers, and it's better to go with the plastic totes because that way they leave moisture out. Moisture doesn't seep through if there's a flood, or if there's you have to move these somewhere to and from places and it's raining out. And as for long-term bulk carbohydrates like wheat, rice, beans, pasta, corn, and quinoa, you can store these in sealed 5-gallon buckets. And I've explained some of these foods before in my food prepping basics. I also have a video how to put these foods in the sealing bag, how to seal the bag, and then how to close the lid, and what kind of lid you should use for these 5-gallon buckets. And beyond the basics, there are really nice higher-end options available from companies like freeze-dried wholesalers, and they offer over 300 different meals or foods. Some of the foods you can find on the market today include hamburger sliders, so these are more or less meals, and then other ingredients or macronutrients like Canadian back bacon, taquitos, shredded beef, chicken patties with duck fat, and sirloin steak. So this is no conspiracy. Operation Poppy Seed is something that every government on the world is planning for. Every country has their own strategy to wipe out our crops, poison our water supply, and destroy our forests and ecosystems. So all of us need to have emergency food and water at the very least. This is a potential crisis that could affect any country today, and North America is a major target. So get prepping if you haven't, because you don't want to regret the day that this crisis occurs. And that's all I have for now. See you next time.